Hello, welcome back to Chapter 10, Section 2, Frequency and Histograms. In Example 4, we're going to take what we did before, making a frequency table, and we're going to make what we call a cumulative frequency table. So the next step, well, actually, I even told you about it in Example number 2. The next step is not really that difficult. You're just going to add. That's all. But first, let's make a frequency table of this data. So again, I have to decide what my intervals are going to be. These are the heights in inches of the players on a high school basketball team. So let's go with like what the largest number is here, the tallest person. Here's 72. Anyone higher than 72? Here's 73. Here's 79. Anything higher than, do I got anything in the 80s? So I've got 79. And here's a 68. Anything lower than 68? Do I gotta see a 67, 69, 68, another 68? So it looks like the range is gonna be 79 subtract 68, which is gonna be 11. And in this case, since that's not a big range, I can kind of like play with it a little bit. I can do like 5 groups, but that'd be like 2 heights in each one. That's probably not enough. But if I do 3 times 4 is 12, that'll cover it. Okay, so I think I'm going to do 4 groups or 4 intervals of 3 measurements. So, and by the way, again, this is one of those things where somebody else could do it in a completely different way. There is a problem from the homework. It's actually not one of the homework problems, but it's a problem from it's one of the problems in this section, and it actually says use the same data and draw it with different intervals to kind of show you what the graph is. And that's usually one of the problems that, like, instead of assigning it as homework, we usually do it in class. Or we talk about in class. So yeah, there's no right or wrong way of doing it, and that's what makes teaching this a little bit difficult and probably learning it a little frustrating. But I'm going to do 4 groups of 3, so I'm going to start with my smallest number, 68, and 3 numbers would be 68, 69, 70. My next interval would be 71, 72 to 73. My next interval would be 74, 75, 76. Excuse me. Yeah, I wrote 75 because I said 75 out loud. My hand's not following directions. And then the next one would be 77, 78 to 79. Now I know I don't have any 79s here, but that's okay. Now I'm going to do my tally marks. So 72 would fall into here. 68 would be here, 71 would be here, 70, 73, 69, 79, 76, 72 would be right here, 75, 72, draw the line for 5, 74, gotta keep my hand out of the way here, 68, 70, 69 would be here again, 75, 72, 71, 73, and 76. So I'm just going to double check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 players. So I got 5, 10, 15, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got all 20. So I think I'm in good shape. So now I'm just going to total all these up. This was 6. 5 plus 3 would be 8. This is 5. And this is 1. So I'm going to redraw this with labels and also put the cumulative, and I'm not going to put the tally mark in. That was just for me to do it. So my good version is going to be 68 to 70, same intervals, 71 to 73, 74 to 76, and 77 to 79. This is going to represent the height in inches of the players. This will be the frequency, how many players were there, so I get my 6, 8, 5, and 1. And then this last column is going to be what we're going to call cumulative frequency. Now the cumulative means as you go you keep adding, or as you go you keep changing it. Okay, the key is as you go. What you will hear this when you're in school, because you'll get your GPA, your grade point average for each quarter, but then you'll have a cumulative grade point average, which means what your GPA is for all of your classes up to that point. So freshman first quarter, your GPA is your cumulative GPA because that's the only one you got. But then second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and then sophomore, 10th grade, you get more grades. Your GPA changes as you go through it. Same thing's going to happen here. So my cumulative frequency, my first number is going to be 6. But my second number is going to be 6 plus 8, which is going to give me 14. I add as I go. My third cumulative frequency, I'm going to add all of these. I already know 6 plus 8 is 14, so 14 plus 5 is 19. And finally, 19 plus 1 is 20. And as you saw me count earlier, there's 20 players here. So this represents the total number of data points that I have here, which is the number of players. So one of the things about cumulative frequency that you're going to see in more advanced statistics, that branch of mathematics, is that we want to find things like percentile. Okay, so for example, we say percentile, and you may, like if we measure a person's height and we figure out where you are within certain intervals, you may end up with a percentile of like maybe 82%. And what that means is your height is at or above the height of 82% of the people that have been measured. And that comes from creating cumulative frequency tables. It's a little bit further along, but it does show where we're going to be headed with this. Okay, we'll see you in the next video.